Well, Europe's troubles make life here in Australia look pretty good. In another survey today, the OECD has rated Australia as the happiest industrialised nation in the world. It came out top in the annual Better Life Index, and here's how one American television network reported the news.
And now the new list of happiest countries on the planet was unveiled today, and at the top this time, Australia, followed by Norway, and rounding out the top three, here we go, the United States. Australia came out in part on top because they've largely escaped the economic turmoil in Europe and the US, and they have all that beer and shrimp on the barbie.
Well, maybe there's a little more to it than that. The happiness survey did look at other things like jobs, health, income and work-life balance. To test this, I spoke to Michael Moore, the owner and chef at the Summit restaurant in Sydney. He's English and travels back and forth to Britain regularly.
Australia certainly offers great opportunity for people, and I really believe that in Australia you can shape your life and you've got the freedom to make your life what you want it to be. And when I'm in the UK, I feel there's a bit more oppression, and sort of it's more difficult to really do your own thing over there.
And when you go back to the UK and you talk to family and friends who live there, what's their biggest worry at the moment, and how do things compare on that score here?
There's a lot of insecurity in the UK at the moment. The people on the street are worried about where their next pound is coming from or their next euro. So there's a lot of insecurity, and that has an effect right through society. So, you know, my mum's worried about paying her poll tax and the price of fuel, and all of those things that weigh on people in everyday life are really evident in the UK. That is also the same in Australia, but it seems to be at a lesser extent.
And what about health, Michael? According to the OECD survey, 85% of people here in Australia describe their health as good. That compares to an OECD average of 70%. What's your experience of that?
There is definitely a global health issue. The whole world needs to get healthier, and Australia isn't exempt from that. But the weather plays such a big part. If it's a nice sunny day and it's sort of the blue skies there, you feel like getting out walking, doing something and enjoying your active life. That's far more difficult to get motivated by when you live in Europe.
And how does the UK compare to Australia when it comes to your business of food?
Look, we're spoilt in Australia. A lot of fantastic fresh ingredients, and the whole organic food movement has not been as successful in Australia as it has been in Europe, because we were already eating great, fresh, healthy food. So that's a massive advantage, and I think a key part of why people have a happier life in Australia is the food is fresh and fantastic.
And the fact that most of us here in Australia live relatively close to the coast or on the coast, and the weather, that makes a huge difference to lifestyle as well.
When I lived in the UK, I really missed the light in Australia. The blue sky and the feeling of my personal space was like that wide. So they're the things that I really notice, and the difference between England and Australia is your personal space is so much bigger in Australia.
Michael Moore, thank you.
Thanks very much.